I got to jump on you, so baby, reach for the sky, yeah. Oh, we're live. Hey, welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Oh boy, embarrassing. But you know what? I'll tell you, I've been getting back into hair metal lately in a big way, thanks to this great new show, Peacemaker, on HBO. Finally, people get to know when music was music. Oh my God.
Wow. First of all, I don't know that we all knew that you got off the hair metal music. When was that? Like pandemic? Like it just kind of scared you out?
I sincerely did not. There is no hair metal song that Apple can play for me that I haven't heard before. But I am trying to get people to recognize how good this music is. Peacemaker on HBO. It's from the movie The Suicide Squad. I just saw the trailer.
The trailer is the whole thing. Now, I thought it was a movie when you were showing me the trailer. Right. So I'm like, did I just watch the whole movie? And it was 1 minute in. And I'm watching this and it's cute and it's kind of funny. It has a sense of humor. And it's like, oh, Dad, you just said that to me. You're disappointed. And it's a grown adult and it's a superhero. Right. And I'm thinking, is this what kids do with their action figure? And somebody like sat there taking notes, like, I'm going to beat you up right now. Okay, if you say so, but I've got these guys on my side. Like that. It feels like that a little.
Well, that's what's good about these TV shows. In a regular superhero movie, you can't see them go to the gas station and, foibles happen. But in a TV show, you could. So we were just making our characters fly about. We didn't know the possibilities of how about a silly argument about pop culture,
I see. Oh, okay. So this is like a slice of life for superheroes.
If this is what slice of life is, then I'm coming back around.
Well, come on. It is slice of life. I know you don't like it because regular people just do regular shit. This is a slice of life for superhero. So in order for you to be interested in someone else's life, that slice has to mean flying and punching things.
Yeah, I like slice of life superheroes. Now that I think about it, the new Batman was slice of life, and I really enjoyed that. It depends what life. And if it's a superhero, I'm down for it. If it's an emo kid and he's trying to show me music that nobody listens to, I don't like it. It's always in a record store, these slices of life. Now Henda said we can rephrase it, and we can be on another planet having a slice of life. Done.
I'm going to try to make that a silent trailers category. Slice of life.
Well, now we know it could be anything. The Fifth Element. It's a slice of their life. So I was telling you how horrible I thought it's the second one, The Suicide Squad was. But they took one of the characters, the John Cena character, and made a TV show on him. And it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. In fact, I'd use the word giddy, Penda. I'm going to play you a scene from this show. This is from episode 2. There's only one season. We're on 3 episodes so far. This is from episode 2, 20 minutes in. I'll try to describe this to you. This is Peacemaker crying. His dad always called him a loser, called him a piece of shit. He's thinking, he was raised improperly. He punches himself in the face to feel. And here he is crying about what an asshole he knows he is.
You killed Rick Flag. Flag was right. Peacemaker. What a joke.
Buddy?
Now, he has a vigilante partner or somebody that wants to be his partner. He always wears a full ninja outfit. He likes to be he likes to stop crime. And he's singing through the window, buddy, are you okay in there? And of course, Peacemaker is embarrassed. Hold on 1 second.
What the fuck are you doing, you fucking stalker?
Dude, are you all right?
Fuck, dude. What are you doing? Are you looking at me and jerking off right now? Is your dick out?
What? No, man. Look.
I'm not going to fucking look. It's the oldest trick in the book. I look and you fucking rock hard. You throw jizz in my face. No fucking way.
What? No, dude, my dick is not out.
Is that what you get off on? Me seeing your fucking dick?
No. Who the fuck said that?
Louis C.K., piece of shit.
Louis C.K. said that? I'll fucking kill that guy.
No, he didn't say it. You're like Louis C.K.
Because I'm funny?
Fucking funny, dude? No. You show people your dick.
What does that have to do with Louis C.K.'s comedy specials?
I didn't say shit about his comedy specials. What the fuck, man? Louis C.K., I was showing people his dick. He himself.
Because he's a ginger?
Fucking, what?
Well, I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to figure out the connection.
Dude, Louis C.K. showed people his dick, all right?
He did?
Jesus, man. Do you read the news?
No. What for? It's depressing. Look, hey, I'm begging you. Will you please, just look at my crotch. Come on. See? Can you see that?
Sticks in his pants.
Why the fuck don't you use the front door like a normal person?
A minute and a half. I love that so much. What about his comedy specials? We're not talking about his comedy specials. We're talking about he took his dick out.
Whoa. It sounded like Seth Rogen for a minute, but that's wrong, right?
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I enjoyed that very much. And that also means I would think it's just one more person on board recognize this Louis C.K. is a piece of shit. Recognize that. And John Cena recognizes that, it seems. Or he just went along with it, but that also means, that'd be easy to do too. When he's like, hey, here you call me a steroid head. Yeah, it's old jokes. None of it matters. Go ahead, say it. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
It's funny. Louis didn't take his dick out, All right, I'll say it. But I don't know. I really like that a lot. Firehouse is the band. I recognize half of these songs. I remember Firehouse had a song. I was thinking about this today. Firehouse had a song called All She Wrote. This is goodbye. This is forever. And that was all she wrote. And I was 18. And I'm like, oh, that's sad. Fuck her. This made up girl. Now I'm 47. I'm like, okay, you have no idea what you did. This is goodbye. This is forever. And that's all she wrote. How did she leave me this way? You have no fucking clue. Fuck you. All for you. When a band sings a song, I assume it's all of them. And I can't always be the singer, right?
Sometimes it's one person writing it, but sure, give them all the credit. They co-sign with their instruments.
Yeah. But I would have talked to her. You're on piano. Shut up. I don't agree with that last song, but here we go. Kickstart my heart. I force-fed Henda the opening song to Peacemaker.
No, but this is okay. Let me tell you why this is working out for me, right? You know how there's a controversial book out by someone that you normally wouldn't want to read about, you don't care about, but you always say that, if it's interesting enough, the 3 key points will be in the gossip part of the newspaper the next day. They'll quote enough for me. That's probably how much I want to read the book, and then I don't have to read it. This is how I feel about your Peacemaker and anything that, like, normally I don't want to watch it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm glad I heard that bit. And I'm glad that, I understand now when people say Peacemaker, I might respond more appropriately and also with you,
But that's the new thing now, music and in these superhero movies. And I believe it probably started with WandaVision. You found out who the bad guy was. And there was a whole musical skit about the witch singing and talking to you, the viewer. It was fucking fantastic. Hawkeye. That was a boring piece of shit on Disney Plus. But they were you live in this world where all these Avengers are around. Of course, there's an Avengers on Broadway show. And that was better than the whole show, quite frankly. But that was like 10 minutes long. That was great. I think Peacemaker and DC, as opposed to Marvel, said, you know what? Let's do what is that? Like a 2-minute TikTok video. And it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So the start of every show, I noticed that it said it's a minute and a half for the start as we're watching the video, but the actual choreographed dancing, very TikTok oriented,
very simple,
was exactly 1 minute. So I imagine I only saw this like right before the show, but I imagine this is big on TikTok because what they did is gave everybody choreography, and now you're putting it out there for 1 minute at a time, which is great content for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So Keith, I expect to see that in about a month. First, we got to do a marathon.
Left hand up, left hand down. I know these TikTok videos. Then do the opposite on the opposite side of your body. Then swing your left arm way. Swing your left arm. So then you got to swing your right arm. Okay. Then swing them both. Swing them both. But everything comes in doubles. I could do this. I think I could do that. We'll talk. Rod said, looks like someone's starting to understand why Suicide Squad is a good movie. You're trying to trick me. They took something from Suicide Squad and made it good.
How do you manage to fight with people who are not here?
I was minding my own business. You could see on Twitter I was minding my own business. Look at this Louis C.K. stuff I said. It's hilarious. He said, you loved a different movie then. So it's me right where it hurts. All right. I want to tell you about something. I'm seeing that John Cena, you want to get swole like that? You can't. That takes the illegal steroids. You don't want to do that. You end up brain dead. But I will tell you how to stay healthy. Other than that, and I'm talking Athletic Greens. Greens, Keith. Fuck you. No, hear me out. I don't mind your passion a little much. It's you drink your greens in the morning, and I've been doing it for a couple weeks now. I do feel like there's a difference. I do get an energy boost in the morning, and I like it very much. I have like you can take 8 to 12 ounces of water. I like 12. Put in a scoop of the green mix, and you see people with these green drinks. You probably had green drinks. They don't taste good, but you know they're good for you. You can tell. You're like, that's good for me. This one is not bad tasting. I'll tell you that right now. And yeah, Hemda, you see me drinking it Nomad every day. I'm like,
I am so, I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised by your enthusiasm. And when it got delivered, both you and Xerxes was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Xerxes hates greens and hates.
Sure.
And he's like, no, this is actually the best. And Keith has sent us his mixture. He's like, I'm doing it. Where's yours, buddy? And and I don't see Keith doing things on his own that he really doesn't want to. Like the reason he gets to the gym is because his girlfriend Kyle is a trainer and is like, hey, you have this accountability, but like you do it with this enthusiasm.
By the way, I'm sorry. Always find out what these people do before you fuck them. It might affect your life. It might. Of course, I'm appreciative. It's the gym. It's better. But just know you're going to be doing what it's important. She has to be funny, and I gotta go to the gym, But anyway, yes, it's called Athletic Greens. And, you want to improve your gut health. You want more energy. You want an optimized immune system, right? Let's pick up a paper. I'll ask you again, right? Okay. One delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens. I'm gonna guess that's good too. That'd be weird if that was a bad one, but they're like, just say it fast. No, that's good too. And you know what? And Kyle, very health conscious, but when the day starts, she shows me like 18 pills, like grab some. Like I know what I'm supposed to grab. I'm probably supposed to have all of them, but she knows that would be inhumane. Drink them. You're done. It's first thing I do in the morning on an empty stomach, and it works. Let's see. What do you want to hear about, Hemda? You want to hear about health facts?
Yeah.
Okay. Support better health, sleep quality, and better recovery. How about that? You want to know about the price?
Yeah, of course.
Cheaper than all the supplements, getting them yourself. You're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance. Comes to less than $3 a day, for example. Try to get a green drink on the street.
Right.
For $3. Come on.
This is so interesting. This is exactly my questions. Yeah.
You want to know about the founder story?
That was my next question.
Really?
To not ask.
Oh, yeah. You're not. It's not that. Okay. He wanted to make things better. He did. Okay. There's the story. Now, right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the flu and cold season. I don't know if we're allowed to mention that other thing, but come on. I don't want to get political, but you might want to keep your immune system up. It's just one scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. I'll show you the little cool thing I drink of that mine came with. I'll show you that in the pictures at keithandthegirl.com. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So I have the big thing, in my fridge, the powder, because you keep it in your fridge after you open it. But then you have your sealed to go things. You can take it. You guys know how to go things work. I don't have to explain everything. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/KATG. Okay. That's athleticgreens.com/KATG. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Show the thing that you shake with to the people watching on YouTube.
Yes.
Because you mentioned it.
Right there.
Yeah.
I fill it up to about 8 to 12. pop in a thing, pop in a how you doing, a scoop. When I say 8 to 12, they tell you 8 to 12 too. I wouldn't. I don't fuck with science. I mean, if you knew the founder's story, you'd understand. Then I shake it up, and then I popped in a couple ice cubes into it also. Make it a little colder. Make it a fiesta. And then and all done. That's what I do. And then you just throw in some water. See how clean this is? Never cleaned it. You just throw in some water, shake, 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 right in the sink. Done and done. Love it. Or you could drink that water now that I think about it, but I don't want too much. All right. So there you go. That's athleticgreens.com/KATG. Tonight, Hamda, we will be live on a Twitch show. It's called Art Smackdown. We will be judging art. I hope this isn't the first time I'm telling you, but we're very good at that. It's a free live show. It's called Art Smackdown. It will be critiquing artists, including our own Jerome Newsy Charles. He's going to be there. Well, Newsy Chew's going to be there. What? Because I'll tell you right now, I don't play favorites. If anything, subconsciously, I'm harder on these people.
Right. I'm like, oh, good, you're here. My love language is roasting you. So thank you for being here.
In high school, I was in different competitions, and you go to different schools. And, I had some kind of drama thing I was in. You go to different schools, and sometimes the judges, you had a judge from each school. And so I'm like, oh, are the judges on our side if they're from our school? And they said, yeah. And I'm like, really? Because I wouldn't be. Okay, fantastic. Good to know. But no, I'm going to be tough. Come tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. The link is twitch.tv/artsmackdown. Twitch.tv/artsmackdown. 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay. The link is on the Keith and the Girl Twitter as well.
It's fun. Right? It's like we're chatting while some people are drawing, and we give the prompts. So we get to pick the prompts, and then we get to judge them as well. Yeah. So if you guys have any prompt ideas, like for one of them, that I think they get like 30 minutes. For another one, they get 1 minute. And also, who cares? Make it whatever you want. They didn't say. So if you have any prompt ideas, tweet at us. Okay.
And hurry, because again, it's tonight.
Yeah.
There's new Diamond Dogs I did last night with my buddy Craig Klein.
Right after the football show.
It's just funny. Buddy didn't come out naturally. But we did this show right after a football game between Pittsburgh and, of course, Kansas City. This is episode 35 already with Diamond Dogs. This is called These Nuts. Sure. And the description, kind of saw the Peacemaker promo, and she's like, I'm gonna ask you a question on the show. And I go, is it that, am I a fucking child? And she just burst out laughing. Kind of is. Hollywood Craig Klein and Keith Malley, the coolest, are here immediately following accused rapist Benjamin Todd Roethlisberger Sr.'s final NFL game. Did you guys know this guy was an accused rapist? Get the what? Ben? Anyway, the duo talks about how to properly celebrate the death of sports legends and their careers. Keith and Craig talk about Tiffany Haddish's mugshot smile from a recent DUI. Who's getting laid? We brought that back. Keith's Valentine's Day acid romance.
Oh, you brought it back. Interesting timing where that came back, Craig. Interesting.
Well, actually, I brought it back because we had to get rid of the football conversation now that Steelers are out of the playoffs.
All right. I apologize, Craig.
And the discovery of, everything. I'll explain that to you in a second. Get ready to have your mind blown out of the back of your fucking skull. First of all, Kenda, what do you think? This is Tiffany Haddish. She got a DUI. They're guessing weed. She fell asleep on the street. She's smiling.
We're guessing weed?
They think it's weed. It's not. It's driving under the influence. So it's not a DWI per se. She was passed out. Cops think it's weed. That's what they're saying so far. At least that's, I'm sure they know. That's just what they're saying. And she was arrested, passed out on the road behind the wheel.
That's her.
This is her mugshot I'm showing you.
No,
again, we'll put it at Keith and the Girl. I'm dead serious.
No, you're not even allowed to tilt. How?
She has a tilted head, smile.
I had to retake my passport pictures to renew my passport because my ears weren't showing and I think I was fully smiling. And I'm like, don't you want to see my teeth?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Then this is a stunt. Hollywood, you did it. I don't know.
I mentioned it on Diamond Dogs for a second, but maybe she's like, hey, we live in a world of fake news. I'll just say it never happened. Really? I would smile like that? Really?
But it's not even that. Like, I've had my mugshot taken just once,
right,
and I'm a totally innocent person.
Mhm.
obviously, but they don't say 1, 2, 3. You know, they
Right.
kind of leave you lingering. So you have to like, because I was like, oh, they'll give me a heads up, or I'll get like, I want to smile right before, or not smile, or like, not have that waiting face. And
Right.
oh, I have no idea when they took the shot. So I don't know how these people, unless you're freezing in that state.
Maybe she's so high, she can't keep her head up. They tried,
maybe,
and everything's
yeah.
still fucking funny. This is kind of funny because I'm not going to be in prison, even though I played prisoners.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Okay.
So they look at the picture. Yeah, guilty. $2,000. Don't park in the middle of a road. Also on that show, we talked about this thing called the James Webb Telescope that, according to Craig, I got to tell everybody about. All right.
Right.
Okay. There's this massive telescope out there, Hemda. This is what I think. I'm paraphrasing, but I think I'm getting it pretty right, according to him. And it can shoot out into space.
Mhm.
Now, when you look up at space, you see a star. Guess what? That star's long gone. You actually see in the past. So he's saying we have a telescope now that can see so far into the past. We're going to see Adam and Eve fucking on the porch.
You know what? I get that you're paraphrasing. I feel
Yeah.
like you jumped his point probably at some point. I'm going to guess.
No, that bell means I'm correct. So,
you ever wonder, like, when Craig is telling you something that he's passionate about that has to do with the stars and the telescopes and things like that, you ever think to yourself, this is fair. I just talked about hair metal for 10 minutes and that was a bully move.
You know what? I get him a lot on the these nuts. I get him a lot on that classic. And so during this, you'll hear it during this. I'm like, oh, you could see the past. He keeps trying. So there's a whole big these nuts segment. So he says you don't see Adam and Eve, of course, that'd be ridiculous. But you'll see the beginning of time. In 4 months, everybody, we're gonna see where we came from. What does that mean? Oh, it'll all be there. And I'm like, when you see a movie ad for 5 months from now, aren't you like, who gives a fuck? We're going to see everything. Let me tell you everything, where we came from and everything. I'm going to tell you what we're going to see. It's going to be like a blue-green, and it's going to be oval. All right. And I can learn a fucking thing.
I'm going to say this for Craig. Craig, it sounds like, unfortunately, you think your bullies are hilarious. The thing is like,
I go, how about we go to the moon again? He goes, we wouldn't get anything out of the moon. I didn't know the moon was gauche now. That'd still be pretty cool to go on the moon, wouldn't it? It's like the moon, old school. But let's do something. No one's doing nothing. We got everything we needed out of the moon. We got Tang, we got Velcro. Now we need to set our sights higher to disposable thumbtacks.
I swear to God, somehow you guys were never married, never together.
Yeah.
And you are the oldest together couple I have ever met. Like,
I had time to look this up now, and I don't know if Craig knows this. The James Webb Telescope, it's named after James Webb, who for 7 years was the director of NASA. He died in 1968. He has no idea what the fuck is happening. Do you guys even know he's dead? Do you guys even know that? But he's going to show us Abraham.
I want to imagine you for a second, like in 6th grade, and the teacher is telling you stuff, and you have the knowledge that you have now that you can absolutely speak back, just like you just did. Like, oh, teacher, is this what you're saying? You in school, I think you drop out, like, I'm going to say 9th grade. What do you think?
Where you stop paying attention? Is that what you mean?
No, drop out.
What do you mean?
I get it. I think that if you had the audacity that you have today, the audacity to talk back in your school, then you would drop out by the time you were in 9th grade.
Probably, yeah. I'm thinking about my stepkid, so probably. I think it'd be more 3rd or 4th, but yeah. I mean, if I'm just there for the kiddie years, that's a little creepy. I'm going to ride it out or not at all. But anyway, that you can find that at jameswebbtelescope.org probably. I bet they don't have a .com. I bet it's .gov. Ugh. All right. Let's talk about something fun. Let's talk movies, in fact, like you're saying.
Wait, before we continue, to get this diamond, What's funny is I know you like doing these shows because you don't even promote them.
Nah.
You're just like, here's what I did with my buddy. I'm like, no, you and your buddy recorded an
Oh, right.
episode
Okay.
that
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
can get. You just did the trailer for it. Now, the way you
Mm.
get the entire episode is you go to keithandthegirl.com/VIP and you get Diamond Dogs, you get Daddy Issues. You also get Last Week we had with Rod and Karen. This week we're
Yes.
having with Bianca Brady. She's coming back. And of course, Q&A and so much more. keithandthegirl.com/VIP. Thank you, VIPers.
God damn, she's good. She is good. Speaking of Spider-Man, it is no longer the #1 movie in America. That went down to #2. Don't worry, it'll be just fine. They'll make $1 billion in a second. Scream is #1. There's a new Scream movie, and it's simply called Scream. That's a new thing they do nowadays, kind of like Candyman. They just go, we're going to use the original movie. And the original guy's like, I kind of named it that. It's like, yeah, we don't care. People like original names, like they're starting over. That's what this is. So this is Scream 5. It has 3 of the same characters. I think it's a continuation, but it's just called Scream. The 5 is going to confuse your theater going experience.
I don't understand. We had Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, and now Scream.
Yes.
We all scream for ice cream?
I don't like it. I don't like this behavior.
What kind of behavior is this? Who's okay with this behavior?
I want to see
Scream.
Scream.
Justify this.
And then you got to make sure you see the right Scream. What do I work for? NASA? I'm like James Webb over here.
Oh, they wrote an entire new movie and it's like, I can't write one more word. Scream.
Well, so there was Scream, of course, that was a hit. Then Scream 2, then Scream 3 was horrible. I'm seeing on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't remember seeing these. Scream 4, nobody liked. And they knew the franchise was over. Now, so many years later, they go, let's bring it back. And it's a hit. You just, it's a, hey, member. And it's a member this. And they got people.
Well, you know how in OMAT we say, like, you can start your day over, you can start your week over whenever you want. You could start your series over whenever you want. Right.
That's right. And they knew it. You know what? The Scream movies always upset me. It bothers me that people love that first one. It irrationally bothers me.
I remember loving it.
You do or don't?
I do remember loving it. It's so long ago, but I remember it having a new feeling to these horror making fun of things, or maybe that was just a new genre.
No, that was the gist. And, they would talk in the movie, like there were rules to surviving a horror movie. 1, never run to the car at night. So later somebody's going to run to the car and get killed. So you can never run to cars. It makes no sense. It's not clever. And that people go, I hated it. I hate it because the movie
humanity.
They said it. The movie said it's a send up of horror movies. And then you hear people in real life repeating it. Oh, maybe you didn't get it's a send up of horror movies. We got it.
Of course we got it.
Peacemaker hugging an eagle. Okay. That's something. That's a slice of life. This Scream, I don't like the whole deal.
That is not fair. This eagle hugging shit, that's 2022. What Scream was like, was it even in the 2000s?
Let's see if they hug eagles in the newest one. Okay. If they hug eagles, I'll go, you're on to something.
Literally, though. Only literally. Otherwise, I punch myself in the face.
Wow. You think it'd make the news like these eagles hugging are getting derivative? But maybe. I didn't see it. So we'll see. Somebody report in, please. Henda saw the new TV show, Sex and the City, and Just Like That, it's called.
Yes.
And how do we feel? How do we feel about the past shows, first of all? You were a fan, but sometimes, I know people watch things, they don't know what the word fan means.
And I fully agree with you. I think I've always been honest about Sex and the City. And I've always watched it where it's like these brilliant scenes and they take these big topics and really have a good conversation about it and are still entertaining. But there's always goofiness. There's always across town. You'll never believe it. And it's just,
I have a manhole too.
Yeah. These corny puns and like silliness and whatever. And I thought the movies exaggerated that. And of course they leaned on fashion, which is very fun to watch, even though I am nowhere near that kind of thing. There's something about how beautiful they put everything together, and I enjoy it. Maybe like, you know, when I watch action films, I'm like, oh, did you just jump out of a helicopter and you're just holding on by a string? Totally cool. But you know,
yeah,
you
to me, I'm like, oh, it's a pink, you know. Yeah, we can make fun of each other. Yeah, I follow.
Now this, I was ready to love, hate it again. I was ready to be like, I like seeing old characters and seeing where they're going. I expected it to be 50-something-year-old women that were still like on the hunt, like they were 20, which is, you know, again, maybe fun to watch because you get to wear the clothes and you get to, you know, see the sexcapades and whatever. But at the same time, it's like, could we be somewhat realistic?
They act like knees are hurting now across town. Oh, goddamn, stop my hip.
No shit, that is part of it.
Okay, then so what are we saying?
They took out all the goofiness in the end of the first episode, and I'm gonna need to use some spoilers here. I don't know how nobody spoiled this for me yet. At the end, my jaw was on the floor.
Oh my goodness! So keep that in mind, everybody. Although I don't think there's anybody that sees anything after Hamda does. That's why I think this is safe. But keep in mind, this sounds like a spoiler.
I still didn't spoil it. Should I spoil it?
Yes, because it goes with a story that I was telling people earlier.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, okay. So at the end of the episode, it goes.
The first one.
The first episode, it goes, and just like that, John was dead.
That's Mr. Big, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was like, what? I thought we were going to go into.
By the way, Mr. Big, we learned this on Keith McGo fairly recently, right? Mr. Big, not named after a big dick.
No.
The show probably never even thought of it that way and was confused. Anybody would think it meant that. It meant he's a big dude on campus, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever. I get
if I saw it, Mr. Yes. Big, they never put on.
You're right.
I feel like a creep. I can't believe I reached for that.
You're right. Okay. Well, okay. So first episode. Oh, so I thought they're putting us in suspense. Obviously, like he's having a heart attack, you know, and I thought like she was going to catch him, call 911, and it's going to go from there, you know?
Right.
No, you saw the lifeless eyes. And just like that, John was dead. I'm like, I swear to God, the next scene is probably, it has to be the next scene that it's like for 5 seconds. And then they revived him. And you know what I mean? None of that. Now, here's the thing. My jaw's on the floor. This just happened. Xerxes walks into the room and I'm like, he's like, what happened? I'm like, they killed Mr. Big. And he's like, oh, yeah, obviously, because he had that thing against him. And I'm like, no.
Sex accusations.
I am in near tears. We will not put logic into this. I will have my emotional thing about this. And then we can talk about the news articles. I know about the news articles. I don't want, like, I just didn't want to go there. I wanted to like feel Mr. Big, not this dude who did the, yeah. But I will say best series, best season of all of between the movies and all of the other episodes. This is the best one. They had these like, you know, new things like gender non-binary and the things that people are talking about getting canceled for and shit like that. Perfectly. I thought it was perfect. It was 55-year-olds going, this is new to me. Here's how I'm confused. I don't make fun of it. That's not the joke. But I do fuck up here and there. But everything is like so well done. I'm not even describing it right. But
by the way, I don't think I think this would be the plan the whole time to shock you with Mr. Big. That's my thought.
I was wondering because I know about the news, but but
it would have came out later. It would have came out after that the show would have been put together.
Yeah, I thought like the news had to have come out unless they knew it ahead of time. I don't think they're killing off the character. I think they had to kill off Stanford because he actually died.
You do have to kill those ones off, ironically. So Mr. Big died on a Peloton, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. Well, he was doing the Peloton and he was like feeling a little weird on the Peloton, like pushing him, but it was his over 1,000th time doing the Peloton. And by the way, he already had heart surgery. So he had an issue with his heart already. Okay. He had heart surgery before. Well,
anyway, my point is this show tanked. I don't know if tanked's a dramatic word. Peloton stock.
Wow.
That's how dumb people are. And so then Peloton hired him to do a commercial for their product.
Saying
And
I'm
he's-
still alive.
And that's exactly what he says.
Oh my
And
God.
he's laying next to a woman, like he just got off the Peloton, and he's like, feeling great. And yeah, I'm still here.
Oh my God. He's laying next to a woman. I'll tell you why maybe they did that. Because before Carrie left for the night, she said, like, she alluded to, like, oh, we had sex and you're doing the Peloton in one day.
Okay.
So I think they're saying, like, don't worry, you
Oh.
can't have like all of this activity in one day. It's
Yeah.
not overworking you. So
it was
that, I think
understood
that's
they were
part of it.
fucking or fucked. Yeah. But then the news came out, or at least a fourth or fifth person came out that in real life, this guy sexually assaulted. And then Peloton immediately dropped the ad. It was up for about one day.
Let me tell you something. I understand a little bit. I mean, people are stupid. Like the fact that he has to tell you he's still alive is ridiculous. But that scene was very, very, very scary. It was very scary, and I could see how it would put people off for an intense workout at a certain age, or even in general. Because I think that's a lot of people's fear is like, you know, I haven't worked out, now I'm going to work out, or, you know, my heart can't take it and I won't know it, or something like that.
You think TV ever blackmails corporations? As in, our character will die in your vulva.
Vulva.
They had to go through a lot of. It was originally vulva.
I see.
Check the telescope. You'll see. Decades ago, it was called the vulva, and they're like, "No, that's not a good thing." Kanda, I want to talk about my new obsession: fast food murderers. I have another case right here.
Oh my God. Oh God, it's a segment now.
It's a segment now,
Oh,
and I
no.
will give you them as they come in, which seems daily.
How are you finding this? This can't be in Weird But True. This is just regular shit.
It's just regular news. The world's falling apart more and more. This might have been sent to me also, but it's from Newsweek that I'm reading from. So yeah, big. It's circulating. Brian Durham Jr., 16, was working at a Wendy's location in Phoenix on Thursday night. He was the drive-through cash register guy.
He has a wall between him.
Do you have that open window? But somebody asked for extra barbecue sauce, and that escalated into a fight where the guy entered the store and had to start shooting people. They shot him in the face. He's still alive, but can't talk right now.
Whoa, who shot who in the face?
The guy that asked for extra barbecue sauce
Shot the guy working.
came
in the face.
inside and shot the guy working. Right.
Well, who said this? The guy that you were talking to. He went right behind the cash register, found the guy that he was talking to.
Yeah. He's like,
Oh my God. He shot him in the fucking face.
Shot him in the face. I'll give you a little more detail. But of course, we talked about this in the CACA nominations. We replayed it. When you go in and you start demanding shit like, my fries aren't cold. Well, don't worry. Your face will be hot with grease and oil, and you're dead. And, you get the wrong order. You don't tell them it's the wrong order. You say thank you, and hopefully somebody else ordered something you enjoy. That's how you stay alive there.
I don't like encouraging this, but I also know that I don't fight.
Encourage too much. You don't want to encourage too much politeness. You're right. So now I need you to understand that it happens on the other side too. Everybody in this room is a mess. Okay. And it happens on the other side. And somebody goes, hey, I need extra barbecue sauce. It doesn't matter if they say it with an attitude. You give them the giant vat from the back. I know where it comes from. And they go, here you go. Let me put it in the trunk for you. I'm a piece of shit. Don't mess around on either side of this. No one's in charge. Everybody may die. There's gotta be like tests for these people that work fast food, right? As a worker, what do? Do you politely say it's 50 cents for extra sauce? Sorry for the inconvenience. Or do you say that's what they get with the order and they have to figure out it's 50 cents and you get shot in the face? What is the best? You got to give a little test to these children because they don't know, right?
I think they do give the tests. And I think you don't have to get very high marks. And once you're in there, you probably have to say shit like that'll be an extra 50 cents. And the person says, go fuck your 50 cents. And you say, it's my fucking job. Why don't you shut the fuck up? He's like, I'm going to shut your... Yeah.
Now, when you do a little skit for those to be employees and you go, now, where did this go wrong? I told you this. I worked at
Nursing
old age home. I worked there for 1 week. They're training me. One day after that, I lasted. I walked out. But during the training part, I'm getting like $10 an hour. This is blowing my mind. They show a film of an old lady. She's an actress, but you pretend she's a resident. And she's like, I want to eat again now. And they go, you can't. And then the assistants, like I would be, you can't eat them now, you dumb bitch. Kicks her in the fucking closet, hits her with the chair, throws the closet door closed, locks it up. And then they go, now, what went wrong? We raise our hand and we're like, between the five of us doing this initiation. Well,
it's like a photo hunt, but there's five of you at the machine, and you're like, the door slamming wasn't good. Good door slamming, and you're all working together on a team because we need employees, so that counts for everybody. Anybody else? Well, shouldn't have called her a bitch. That's one. Probably like the tone. Do I get extra credit for tone? You do. You get extra credit that you pointed out the tone, and as we learned, we all get the credit. So between the five of you, you find all five things wrong. Yeah,
we go, well, you can't say dumb bitch. You can't kick him in the closet. You can't throw a chair at him. You can't slam the door in their face. You certainly can't lock the door. And we said all those. And then the teacher said, that's good. The last class didn't get them all. What the So this is what's going on. This is what's going on in some of these jobs.
You know that.
Hey, let me get some extra barbecue sauce. The guy supposedly said in drive-through, not in a car. He was on foot. Sometimes they don't serve you on foot. Let me tell you something. I'll serve you on foot. I'll serve you on a unicycle. I'll serve you if you're driving backwards. Okay. You're getting served at my place. I'm leaving alive.
I did see hookers at the point, HBO's thing about the streetwalkers, literally, that worked in the South Bronx. And they only serviced people with cars because it's more dangerous to be without the car. And you did see one, she was like, this guy convinced her because he's like, come on, I just got out of jail. I don't have a car. And she made the little, okay, just for this. Turns out when they were done, she was like, where the fuck is the condom? Condom broke. And he was like, oh, what's this over here? Literally. So
what's over there? The condom?
What do you mean? He's just anything. He's not paying attention at all. He's checked out and doesn't give a fuck if he jizzed in her or not. So that's what happens when you have
you give barbecue sauce to a guy not in the car.
The car rule. You can't make these little exceptions.
No, you make more exceptions. You make even more exceptions. You absolutely get the barbecue sauce because you're scarier now that you don't have a car, because now you could just walk in and shoot me and not worry about your car. So you get the extra attention, unfortunately. So you get all the, and by the way, fuck your boss, 50 cents. You're telling me, you're paying me what you're paying me 50 fucking cents. And I'm going to debate but I do love, who are you doing it for? The Burger King? He's not real. Just give the fucking sauce. Who gives a shit? And you're alive, and be putting in resumes in the meantime. By the way, just lie about the resume. They know you are.
They're looking.
No, you are. But what if I don't? Then the grocery store, anywhere but these places where murder's involved, and somehow you have to keep you have to do what's right with sauce. You can't talk now. Yeah. I mean, the irony is you're going to eat everything like it's sauce. But come on, what point did you prove? What point did you prove?
I wonder if I would know at that age to just be like, yeah, here you go. I can't imagine escalating it so hard.
Wouldn't escalate a fucking thing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't escalate anything with me. It looks like punk kids are driving by the window, I take a soda, I throw it at my face. I go, hot soup. I throw it at my face. A little humiliating, but I'm alive. Probably would have been soup down my pants or something. This is better, and it's just water. They thought it was Sprite. Hot soup. And they're like, this guy's nuts. And they keep driving. Good. And then I get my money.
Next time we have Mike Lawrence on, we have to ask him about this because he was a McDonald's employee for 7 years.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can picture him. He's telling people what to do with sauce. Like, I've been here 9 years now and I'm not giving away sauce. He wouldn't give a fuck. I put raw meat in your bag. Whatever the fuck you want. They don't know how his speech is going to be. This guy's dad says they give him commands and he moves his fingers and toes, but can't talk.
Poor guy.
Approximately 20 hours after the shooting, they found this guy, a 27-year-old named Theodis Polk. He now faces charges of aggravated assault. Yeah, that's pretty aggravated.
Aggravated assault, not attempted murder?
They downplay everything, don't they?
It's aggravated. That's what happens when I eat too much spicy food. My stomach gets aggravated. What?
The dad says, I forgive him, but I can't forget. Somebody says that to me. I'm like, all right, sounds good. Like, sounds like you truly forgives. Thanks. But I won't forget. Who gives a fuck? What are you going to forget? You forgive me. That's great. I don't know what I hate more, that saying or people that love to scream. I'll think on it.
That is a very, I don't like it either. Because I think it's more like, I think you can forgive the unforgettable, but just saying like, I forgive, but I don't forget is an act of.
You mean forgive the unforgivable? Is that what you said?
No, the unforgettable things that I'll never be able to forget, but I'll be able to forgive, because it like I have to move on at some point in my life. I have to make it not important so that I can move on. Like sincerely not important. But
it sounds like it's like a higher level of thinking, but is it just kind of stupid?
I think it's angry. I'll forgive, but not forget. Like,
but then you're not forgiven. What are we doing here?
Yeah, there's no forgiveness in that statement.
I mean, I'm not sounding stupid, right? Like, why is it two hands in a bush? But that is a dumb phrase. It's a dumb fucking phrase.
It's an angry phrase for such a
for
such an intention of gentleness. It's an angry phrase.
If you told me you forgive me, but you'll never, if you told me you forgive me, but we'll never forget, I put a second lock on my door. Doesn't mean we're cool.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't sound as gentle as it sounds. It needs to intend you.
Maybe they mean I forgive you today, but I know I can't forget things. Maybe that's the way they're saying it.
I think it means I'm finding a way to forgive you, but it still hurts. Or like I forgive you in thought process because I understand how, or I understand like that will help me. But you're still my nightmare.
I'm going to forgive you because the sauce packets are so tiny. But I can't forget that you shot my son in the face and he can't talk anymore and drinks through a straw and eats through a straw. Also,
could we not ask any members of his family, including him, if anyone forgives anybody? Can we just give everybody a minute?
Yeah.
Like, forgiveness is like later in the chain of grief.
Ask me. Say, hey, they're asking me in the news, do you think I should say we forgive this guy? And then the son could be like, well, you can't talk. He's doing signings and stuff. You can't talk. But then they can decide it from there. How about that?
Yeah. How about wait to see how your son feels before you answer how you feel about his attempted murderer?
No, you be afraid on each of those sides. You don't go in, but you got to go in because you didn't time things right. And you're starving like you're in a third world country. I go into a fast food place. I go, how may I help you?
I think that's why they have you come across this? They have the machines that take your order now. And you just pick it up from people.
I thank them. I pet the machine. You know, the way people rub their car dashboard for luck. Hey, Betsy. That's what I do to the machines. The people who are handing you the food are pretty angry too, though. Yeah, everybody's angry. This is my point. Did you just tell me some people are angry there? Everybody's angry everywhere. And the food doesn't make them less angry. It's true. And the people waiting are angry also because you could tell, like, this is the one that I saw on the Lower East Side. There were always people in it, I think, because it was 24 hours or open late or something. And there were machines taking your order for the most part. And then people handing it to you. And there's a bunch of people standing around and you can tell that everyone's doing the math. Was I here before them? Was I here before them? Mm-hmm. Should I ask now, where's my food, or should I wait? Is that my bag? Is that my bag? And then I think some people actually do ask those questions, and the people working there are annoyed. The people waiting are annoyed because no matter how fast your fast food is, it's already too long. Yeah. No, you go in there angry and then you end up just an angry slob. You're still angry. You're never like, that was a good decision. The Rodeo double base burger really made me on the up and up. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you. They never thanked the chefs. You ever notice that? Thank you for that ice cream. Is that ice cream? What is that? Because it doesn't stay in my freezer the same way. Okay. Take care. All right. So here's what's going on tonight. You know this, right? First of all, let's cover everything that that we went over today. Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about Peacemaker and how fantastic it is. Unfortunately, this is exactly why I have to see all the movies. There's no way I can miss the Suicide Squad and then see some spin-off TV show. That's irrational.
I think it's it's everybody's inner child that is like, I will see the next one. Thank you.
Yes.
Young at heart.
Right. But you're finally learning what hair metal is, and you're welcome. Athletic Greens, get your boost, keithandthegirl.com. Let's see, athleticgreens.com/KTG. Of course, tonight we will be at Art Smackdown. I will be irrationally extra hard on Newsy. You know how VIP works. A lot of stuff going on over there. Smiling during a mugshot. How do we feel about that? Do it. Who gives a shit? You know, I mentioned this before, but when I was robbed, I went into these detectives showed me this book of people that I vaguely described. Everyone was smiling. I had no fucking clue. I'm like, they don't rob me smiling. Now I can't. It really changes your whole face. You've seen people, for example, they have like a dopey face, and then they smile, and you're like, whoa, where'd you come from? That's what these mugshots are like. I think she's hiding from something bigger. What do you think of that? But we're just reminiscing right now. We can't get into it. The James Webb Telescope. Apparently, in 4 months, everybody's life is going to change. Yeah, very exciting. I even put on my calendar in May. Oh, fantastic. April, actually, my birthday month. Okay, very exciting. Scream. That blows, but that's okay. You guys don't see a lot of movies, I guess. Sex in the City. This guy died, but he's not dead. Now he's dead again. All right. And of course, fast food workers. Behave, and employees customers behave. You know what, let's just shut down all of them. You'll get used to it. Let's just shut them all the fuck down. The death before this we read, it was a 24-hour Burger King. 4 a.m, this woman got shot. This girl got shot. What manager goes, this is good? Because like picture somebody at 3 a.m. wants a hamburger. How are they going to get it?
You know what? The platforms that you stand on, the ones that you make the decision.
Shut down fast food. Shut it down. It's not
Midterm
good for
2022, you. Keith Malley.
Yeah, it's not good for you. And, I don't know if this is important. Everyone's dying. Oh, just picked up the paper regarding COVID. No one does care. All right. See you Wednesday.